In this video, I'm going to tell you how to dress for any weather with the most minimal amount of clothing options and not be too hot or be too cold. Although Canadians will probably disagree. Hey guys, got frostbite yet? You see, the issue is, not with Canadians, but dressing for cycling, having too much choice. On any major cycling brand's website, you're likely to see 1 million options of jackets, jerseys, gloves, and so on. The choice is totally overwhelming, even to someone who's been doing it for a long time and has made all the mistakes you can make already. So, how do you know what to wear to stay comfortable in any condition when you're riding? Well, this is my capsule wardrobe. This is what I'd start with, a jersey and shorts. And when the temperature drops to about 17 degrees Celsius, I put on an undervest. Well, no, it's an undervest. Underneath the jersey. Oh, yeah, that's better. Right then, when the temperature gets to around 15 degrees Celsius, I'll add arm warmers. Then, when the temperature hits around 12 degrees Celsius, I'd add leg warmers and a light gilet. And the good thing about these last three items is that they're really compact and really easy to stash in your pockets. Then at, 10 degrees Celsius, when we're talking temperature, I'll do this. I'll swap my short sleeve jersey for a long sleeve jersey. And, things are getting quite cold now. And if they're getting even colder, I'll add my gilet back on over the top. And you know what? My hands are getting absolutely freezing. So at this temperature, I put my gloves on. You know, we're talking 6 to 8 degrees Celsius here. Feet are getting kind of cold too. So put the overshoes on. Oh, that's better. Nice and toasty, but things are getting colder, folks. When it drops below 6 or 8 degrees, you're getting pretty chilly. And this, what I like to do, bib tights. No, I'm not getting changed here. It's cold, it's below 6 degrees. I'm not getting my bottom out. It's freezing. Anyway, you can see bib tights from there. And the advantage to them is they're a much thicker material all over the tights. So at the moment, I've got bib shorts and leg warmers on, and often when it gets really cold, it's your bottom that does get cold whilst you're riding. And bib tights overcomes this problem. And also, when things get this cold, I like to do this. Windproof jacket. Ah, lovely. Nice and toasty now, but I'm still not putting the bib tights on. My bottom, people. But I didn't forget one thing, really important accessory, my most favourite accessory of all time. The humble buff. I love it. Some call it a snood, others the buff, others the simple neck scarf. It's a beautiful accessory, worn on the neck, can be taken off easily, stops the chill going down onto your tummy. I'm not really carried away, but I do love it. But there you go, kit for every weather and temperature. I'm like stuck jumping now. You jumped me out of shot. It doesn't look like much, but with this setup, you can stay comfortable right down towards freezing point. Below that, and you can find lots of other warmer options to keep you toasty, like warmer undervests, windproof tights, and fleecy windproof jackets. Now look, those temperatures are just a rough guide and everyone is different. Being quite a tall presenter here at GCN, I'm kind of known for suffering quite a lot in the cold. I'm always the one shivering in the corner, whereas fellow presenter Hank, for some reason, he literally seems to head out and just not feel the cold. You could send him to the Arctic in a set of thongs. I mean, sometimes he does, I presume he does walk around in thongs in the cold around here. He's like the GCN Wim Hof. Just doesn't get affected by it. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have a friend like Hank, don't copy him if you're like me and you just can't bear the cold. How you ride is hugely important too. If you're taking it nice and easy, maybe in a group, then you're probably going to need to wear more clothes than if you're riding really hard by yourself. But admittedly, things get tricky when you take into account the wind chill factor. Ride 50 kilometers an hour downhill and you'll need to wear 5 times as much clothing. Whoa! way more than when you're riding up a hill at 10k an hour. Yet we frequently do this plenty of times, alternating on a single ride. But if you use that layering principle, you can take off clothes when needed, you can unzip them on a climb, then put them back on the top when you need them again. Right then, what else can I tell you to stop you overheating or freezing your knackers off out on your ride? Well, I think it is a good idea to try and plan for the entirety of your ride. Dress for your ride, not for the first 10 minutes. Now, I know when you head out the door and it's freezing outside, it can be quite tough when you're wearing really thin cycling kit, but you do quickly heat up. So you want to dress for 10 minutes into your ride to stop yourself from overheating. It's way worse to stew in your own juices because you didn't want to be cold when you left the house. And then 10 minutes in, you're really sweating from the inside out and you're soaked through. And then you need to ride hard to maintain your body heat. Which is why riding in the rain is particularly challenging. A good waterproof jacket will keep you warm up to a point on steady rides, but it's never going to keep you truly dry. For that, probably you need to stay indoors. But it will keep you warm if you ride hard enough. And that is the key, because I think when it is raining out on a ride, and if it's raining really hard, rather than thinking about changing my clothing options, instead I think about changing my ride plans. So I ride shorter and much harder. There is no need for judging it wrong. I suspect we've all got a weather app on our phones. We can check what the temperature is, what it's going to be for the duration of your ride. And as weird as it sounds, don't dress for how you feel. You want to dress for what the thermometer says for your ride. And there's sometimes when I'm getting dressed and putting my clothes on, I'm feeling really cold, so I put on more clothing than I need, and then I realise that the weather app wasn't lying. It wasn't lying, it was telling the truth, and now I'm too hot. I feel like I'm in the Bahamas. Lastly, don't be suckered in by thinking you need to have the perfect item of clothing for specific conditions, because as I've just said, what you experience out on the bike in one ride can vary greatly. So the fact that there is this kind of perfect jacket or perfect jersey is a little bit of a stretch. I'm not saying that one item of clothing isn't better than another. There's definitely differences in quality, but just be aware of the marketing guff. Follow these tips and I'm confident that you'll put an end to being too hot or too cold out on your rides. But don't just take it for gospel, tailor it, use your experience and develop what you think you should wear for your specific conditions near to you. But arm warmers, leg warmers, long sleeved, windproof, tights, gloves, overshoes and a nice buff. You're pretty much sorted, and don't forget that rain jacket. Let me know in the comment section down below, though, what we may have missed in this video. If you've got any other tips that you'd like to share in the comments section, we always like to hear from you. And as always, if you found this video useful, please give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching.